Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel. And there's kind of a little battle going on. And this will be the question today of what you think. And I will give my, of course, 2 cents worth of comments on it. So, of course, we had the famous blue screen of death on Windows 10 and Windows 11 on MSI motherboards, and it was only MSI motherboards that were affected. And of course, the first thing that people will go to and say it's okay, all right, another Windows update that messed up my computer. And of course, how would you not think that when your PC was working perfectly fine 1 minute, and you go and add a Windows update and it blue screens the next. Now, where it's complicated and where you wonder, so there was a comment here on the channel which was interesting, which was why didn't Microsoft test this on MSI motherboards and so on. And of course, the first thing is they can't test it on everything, and it's not all MSI motherboards also. So that is a legitimate question, and the comment also that was given with it is totally understandable. How do you expect regular folks that are not really tech savvy to know what to do after that? Yes, you're absolutely right. And as a tech guy, I've seen so many events that happened that I think of all the things that people paid me to fix, to simply realize that it's caused by a bug in a software or an interaction here, but you have to pay the tech guy to fix the problem, which is technically caused by the software manufacturer or driver manufacturer or whatever. I totally get it, and I understand that. Yeah, for the regular folks, it's definitely a huge issue, and that's a tough one to address. There will always be a small percentage of people that have issues, but how can you expect somebody that has a PC, been working on his PC, everything's fine, and from one day to the next, what you get is simply, a problem. You get error messages or a blue screen. People are totally lost, and that's got to be minimized. That's for sure. I always thought, for example, in this case, if the computer blue screens, there should always be a automatic process of the computer restarting, and if it blue screens maybe 2 or 3 times, an automatic rollback to remove whatever update caused it. That would simplify. It take a certain amount of time, but at least it simplify the process for people that are not very tech savvy and don't know what to do anymore. You can't rely on, because the manufacturer issued a series of videos and started saying, well, here's how you can fix this. Once again, this isn't for everybody. Flashing a BIOS is not for everyone. And it is definitely something that you have to avoid asking people to do that. And, so of course, a lot of the comments I've seen is blame on Microsoft. Microsoft's fault. It's after its update. Microsoft saying, no, it's not our problem. It's MSI. MSI not really blaming Microsoft, and Intel getting into the mix and saying, oh, no, Microsoft has nothing to do with this. It's Microsoft's right not to be blamed for it. well, who is to be blamed for it in reality? Is MSI or is Microsoft? Or, this is where it gets always complicated. It's like it's never anybody's fault, but you have actual people that will have problems and don't know what to do, or might have paid a tech guy to do it. Here I do my best to try to help everybody that has these problems so that they can hopefully by themselves get out of trouble. But it's not always possible to do it like this, and it's not always easy for anyone to understand. So, what do you guys think about whose fault it is? Is it MSI? Is it Microsoft? Whose fault is it? And how should we determine that? And not just that, what should we do? This is why people are moving away sometimes from, Windows. I've seen people going to Mac saying, well, I don't have any problems with a Mac, and I had tons of problems with Windows. True that there should technically be less problems on Macs because it's not the same type of ecosystem. It's, software and hardware is made by the same company. They know how to handle it. Doesn't mean there's no problems on a Mac, but technically it should be less for sure. And you have Windows, which is an amazing piece of software when you think about how it's capable of working with billions of configurations. I think in one of my personal comments, and something I've seen often is, I've always thought of, if you're just a regular standard user, Windows is not necessarily what you should be running, because it is a complex piece of software. And there's probably better options out there for people, regular folks, that are less problematic. And I think that is why iPads, for example, are popular. In general, it's most of the time problem-free, and even maybe a Mac. Maybe, people that move from Windows to Mac. But it's a tough one. But, I think it shows how Windows is not necessarily an operating system for everyone. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.